Hello everybody and welcome to Sir Percival's Den. Today we're going to be painting some Roman auxiliaries from Warlord Games' Hail Caesar selection. This particular model is from the Imperial Roman Army set, and to channel my inner Blue Peter is one I made earlier. You'll see at the end of the video a size comparison to the types of models that I'm used to painting. So this was an interesting challenge, and hopefully you may learn a few things and you might be inspired to take up the challenge for yourself. So, without further ado, let's get into this. First, take some newspaper like so, then get your selected paints. Get your palette and brushes. Fill up a cup of water. Grab some snacks, sit back, relax, and watch some YouTube. Hello everybody and welcome to Sir Percival's Den. Today we're going to be playing some Halo Legendary No Deaths. Oh, wait. I've got a video for you. Shameless self-promotion over. I'm using Citadel's Chaos Black to prime the model. Once this is done, I'm using Dragon Red from the Army Painter and applying it to all of the model's tunic around the arms and legs areas. Yeah, try not to do that. I'm using the black primer as it gives an already dark and gritty look when you apply base coating. If you want a more clean look, you can use a brighter primer. I'd recommend Xandri Dust from the Citadel. You want to make sure that you use a different color red for the tunic as you do the shield to make the two colors pop, but we'll get to that later. Then take some lead belcher from Citadel and apply to all of the chainmail. Make sure to use a different type of metal for his helmet to show the contrast. This won't be needed for our Centurion in the next video. Cough cough, wink wink, like and subscribe for more. Remember to thin your paints before applying them, especially with a chainmail, as you don't want to lose any of that detail. Once this is done, take some plate metal and apply it to the helmet. If this type of video is something that you enjoy, please leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate it. If this inspires you, let me know how you get on. Once this is done, if you're anything like me, there'll be plate metal all over the guy's face. But don't worry, we can sort that out later. Next we're going to take some Runelord brass and apply it to the groin protection thing. I don't know what it's called, but in the groin area. And then you want to go around the belt and later the sheath for the gladius. And now he should be looking very bling. Then take some leather brown from the Army Painter and we're going to apply it to all of the leather areas on the model, this being the sandals most notably and the sheath. And whatever you do not do this because it is a real pain to clean up. Again, it's important to use two different browns, one for the spear and one for the leather. Try to leave a little gap for the toes. Make sure to thin your paint on this one because we're going to be applying some brass after. Oh, and just a heads up, my fingers will progressively have more paint on them. Just warning you. Now you could leave it there, but to me it just doesn't look right, so I'm going to be applying some contrast snakebite leather. Then we return to our Runelord brass and apply to all of the details on the sheath. Once you're done, you'll notice that there's a little scarf near the neck. Now for this we're going to be using Rakarth flesh. Use this on the handle of the gladius also. Once this is done, we're going to be applying some barbarian flesh to all of the skin. Now that that's done, we're going to apply some Rhinox hide to the spear. Now if you wanted to, you could leave it here, it looks nice and clean and fresh, but I'm going for a more dark and gritty look, so I'm going to be using some Nuln Oil. I'd also recommend using Nuln Oil just to bring out those finer details around the face, and bring out the creases in the fabric, for example, which would otherwise be quite difficult. You'll want to use a bigger brush and just really go mad, but don't put too much on, otherwise it'll look silly. It needs to be the right amount, and as you can see, the model is now looking gritty and detailed and lovely. Now it's time to crack out that pure red, and we're going to apply some highlights to the loincloth. Now this is done, you're going to take your selected shield from the sprues, take your pure red, and apply it to the shield. Get a small dish of water and your transfer sheets, and we're going to go ahead and dip the transfer sheet into the dish. We're going to take our macro set and apply it to the shield. This will help remove any bubbles and creases from the transfer sheet. I would advise using a thin brush to transfer this. Once this is finished, you want to take some Nuln Oil and just apply it to the shield. This is a completely optional step, but I like to put some fake blood onto the models to make it look a little bit more realistic and gruesome and gory. Again, make sure you don't put too much on, less is more. You really want to aim for that blood splatter. Grab your super glue and apply the shield to the model. Now again, this is only optional, but I'm going to add some varnish just to make the model shine a little bit more. For the base, I'm using some Stirland mud and just roughly applying it all over. Then we're going to add some terrain. And that's everything. As you can see, the model we've just painted on the left is a little grittier than the one on the right, especially around the shield. If you want to do this, just cut away some of the transfer sheet. So the models at the back are the size that I'm used to painting. So, as you can see, this has been quite a challenge. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought, and consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this video. That's all I've got time for. See you in the next one. Bye for now.